Welcome to the Drone Workshop. My name is Gio Castillos with Airflow Creations, and this podcast is dedicated to helping you to make the most out of your drone. Welcome to the Drone Workshop. This is Gio here again with Airflow Creations. I'm very happy to be here with you guys, sharing our experience with the drone market. Now, this episode of the Drone Workshop, we will be discussing some of the processing software tools that we use that offer solution to drone deliverable and post-production. There are other companies that offer similar products, so I'm just going to be mentioning the ones that we use more often. A very common software for drone operators, of course, is the Adobe suite. For photo and video processing, you would be using the Photoshop, or at least we do use the Photoshop, the Illustrator, the Premiere for video, and After Effects for text layovers and stuff like that. We also work with the Pix4D mapping modeling software. Pix4D does the photogrammetry processing for mapping. Another option to the Pix4D would be the Drone Deploy, which is it's another great mapping processing software. But they do not have a software that you can install on your station and adjust the parameters and adjust all the settings for the processing. That's why we chose the Pix4D to work with. On top of that, we sometimes apply ArcGIS by Esri for the geographic information system when we are trying to relate our mapping to known coordinates and do a orthomosaic that's scalable and to work with the contour lines when we are sending them over to people that need that level of accuracy. Now, of course, you would be working a lot with the DJI ground station or whatever mission planning software that you're using. The DJI ground station is a very good software that helps you not only with the video and photo process, but it also provides you with tools to perform mapping on grid patterns, which is great. It's all within the DJI, and you would be needing a PC or some sort of Microsoft software on your computer on site for that to work. Otherwise, you would just use the DJI app on your mobile device if you're using mobile device as your ground station. Of course, you can go with the tools. We are very interested on the FLIR tool, the FLIR tools for thermal imaging and infrared imaging. I have a deep sense of interest in agriculture. And I think that those tools, they not only help agriculture people, but they also help construction people to detect water infiltrations and other issues that might arise during construction, or even for buildings that are some buildings that have been affected by nature or any type of problems. Excuse me. And of course, we do sometimes have to operate within the Autodesk when these projects they are more like architectural engineering related. We would have to use the Autodesk to prepare the files and send them over to people. In the case of contour lines and things that the architects and the engineers going to use to generate their models on their side. as well as, if there is any integration with the building information model, the BIM. We also would use Autodesk platform to perform those tasks. Sometimes we do the SketchUp. We use the SketchUp app instead of the Autodesk. But both of them are really good as far as turning the data that you get from the drone and you process through this mapping and modeling software, and then when you need to deliver to your clients, to the construction company, to the engineers and architects of a construction company or a construction project, you would have to deal with the Autodesk just to make sure that they understand the data that you're giving them, and it's easier for them to have access to it. So these are pretty much the processing softwares that any drone operator, especially the ones that are more related to the property development and construction and mapping and things like of that nature, would be using. Other than that, you can use other resources, but they're not really apps for processing. Before each mission, we recommend you to evaluate the flight conditions and apply for the right authorizations, and have your operation insured, as well as monitor the airspace. So I'm going to give you a couple of tools that will help you to do that, to go through that process. There are many other great tools out there in the market today, but these are the ones that we mostly use here. So the first app that we have is the Know Before You Fly. That's an FAA app. It's a good reference, but it's kind of incomplete, and sometimes it's very clunky. But we do check on them before each flight, just because it's by the FAA, and I don't know. I just want to make sure that as far as by their rules, that we are following their rules within what they offer on their platform. A more sophisticated option that you could get is something like the Skyward. Skyward is a Verizon company that got acquired by the telecom company. I think probably it's been already 2-3 years now, and they do have the link authorization, which is the authorization to fly within a certain area of an airport, within those 5 miles from the airport, and it's for a low flight authorization, let's say, and they do have a free plan where you can get those authorizations with the Skyward, or they also have a platform to monitor your drone operations, giving you access to data in regards to battery life and stuff like that it all gets computed through the app during operations. It's very good to manage drone teams if you have a large drone team situation, but I find that for myself, I barely use it. Except when I do need the link authorization, then I go in there and I apply for it, and usually it's pretty quick. The FAA has new options out there in the market. Very soon I plan on doing one episode of the Drone Workshop that deals with what the FAA is actually offering to the drone pilots. I'm going to review all the information that the Federal Administration of Aviation puts out there, and I look forward to that show as well. Another resource that we normally check before we fly, it's an app called Windy. It gives weather conditions. It gives you the wind, and it's to what I could notice, it's very up to date, and it does provide you with very insightful information, and it's pretty accurate. for weather evaluations. Another app that I already mentioned here on the drone workshop program is the Verifly, which provides you with the insurance. This is a on-demand type of service where you hire the insurance and you pay by the time that you actually performing your flights and within a certain area. So it's a very interesting option for people out there that don't want to hold a drone insurance for a full year, and they just want to get their operations insured right away, and that's a very good also talking point when you're talking to clients and they ask you about the insurance. You can tell them that you have those $5-10 million insurance they need, and you know that you're not gonna, you could get a $5 million insurance for $20 just to perform the operations that they are requesting you to do. And then the last resource that I would recommend you guys to check out is the Skyvector. It's great for temporary flight restrictions, TFRs. It's an app that a lot of people in aviation use, and it does have all the maps in there, and it's very resourceful as well. So this kind of are the main resources and the main processing softwares that we use here at Airflow Creations at this point. I openly mentioned to you guys that we operate DJI products in general. I have some experience using the 3DR when they were offering fixed wing aircrafts, and I had one, and then that's when I kind of got into the 3DR. I also had a chance to fly for a bit with the Unique, but I still think that the DJI products, they're just more robust and they have more options for the job. In this case, I would like just to tell you that the DJI dominates the market, and they sell almost $3 billion a year. And so in that case, the great thing about using DJI products, in my opinion, is the fact that you do have enough parts in the market to fix your drone if something happens, and you also can buy and sell, and it's very easy because there are a lot of people using that same system. And the fact that if you have a very small drone, it would operate very similarly to a very large drone of them. That's great. So once you are comfortable with the DJI platform, you can pretty much fly on any of their aircrafts, and it would behave, and it would have the same settings, and basically all the platforms, they share the same usability. So other than all these processing things and processing softwares and all these resources and what the system that we are using, there are some regulatory implications. I'm not gonna get into that today, but I would love to when I come back with the FAA issues, I would like to talk to you more about the regulatory implications, and and also do a review of possible integrations and development of software and hardware in drone in the drone market, which is very interesting. I would like also to tell you how we work here as far as drone laws and our contracts, and the details of what to include in the contract and how the contract's set up for drone operations, whether you're doing that for hobby or if you're doing that for work. It's just interesting to understand that, right? So and all of that, it's kind of part of this drone training and this drone workshop that we are doing out here. So so this wraps up my presentation for today. I hope you guys are appreciating the drone workshop. This was very short, a very short episode compared to the last couple ones, but I really recommend you guys to review the last couple episodes of the drone workshop. They were very content oriented, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it and see you guys applying some of those concepts to your operations. So once again, my name is Gio, here with Airflow Creations out of Culver City. I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this show. Recommend this show to your friends, share it, and also send me your questions if you have any ideas or whatever you want to share. We are here for you. Okay, so you guys have a nice week, and I see you. I talk to you guys as soon as possible. All right, guys, have a good one.